got to hear this story. Your husband,
He's from Cuba.
he's from Cuba,
Yes.
had brain tumors.
He had a brain cancer
Brain
first.
cancer.
He had 4 surgeries in the brain. So when I met this man in Cuba, I was going as a missionary to Cuba. Then I met him, and his son asked me to pray for his father because he had a brain tumor and a brain cancer, and they were afraid that the father was going to pass away. So anyway, I started praying for him, and that's how I met him. That's how we get involved into the evangelist in Cuba. He is a man of God, I might say that. He's a man of God who's very faithful. But as we continued our relationship, he asked me to marry him. And then I started going on my knees and praying and fasting and asking God for an answer. And I said, God, do you really want me to marry this sick man? This is not my future. It's not a future. He's in Cuba and I live in Canada. But anyway, one of those nights I heard very clear the voice of God and say, marry him and he's going to be okay. He's going to be here. But I listened to God and I said, okay, I'll marry him, pay the consequences. So he was supposed to have the surgery in January of 2014. And I came the first meeting to Pastor Billy Burke. I came and I was in such a pain in my soul. Not because he was about to be my husband, but because of the pain that I knew he's going through already for so many years. Anyway, Pastor prayed for me, and then he gave me a piece of prayer cloth that usually gives before, I don't know anymore. And then he said to me, take my instructions. He said, bring it to your husband, put it in his head, put it under his pillow, put it under his hat, whatever, as long as it's touching his head. And I left to Cuba. The next day, I went to Cuba and I said to him, do this, do that. And we prayed together and we fasted together, but I couldn't stay for too long in Cuba because of the expenses. I went back again before January the 10th, I went the 8th, and he was already happy. He was saying at the hospital people that he was healed, that he was healed, that he was healed. And when they were preparing him, and I said, we'd like to have an MRI before in his head, a scan test. I'm sure that he's not going to have a surgery. And they did it. And they did it that day. And to the glory of God, honestly, nothing.
Wait do you hear this? Wait do you hear this?
So anyway,
What do you hear the doctor say?
The tumor would disappear. So they were confused. They were confused. They were moving around. They called us a meeting, all the student doctor, and they call us and they said, we want to know what kind of witchcraft are you doing?
Come on, somebody better praise him. Come on.